What's happening, guys, in my new house? Check out the scenery. Alright, basically today I'm going to speak about texting and how to combine it with spirituality and shadow work. Let's get it.
I'm inspired.
Hey there, guys, what's happening? My name is Sumedh Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're talking all about how to combine texting somebody with shadow work integration, okay? Because if you're not looking after your attachment style, your childhood traumas, all the stuff that you react to, like someone pisses you off, you start getting into arguments with people as you're texting them. This kind of stuff, right? Not setting boundaries, all this kind of stuff relies on the inner work and the shadow work, okay? Now I have a program called Soul Eater coming out, Shadow Work Mastery, as well as Matches into Dates, which I'm collaborating with Ryan G, Alex Palacio, and we have this amazing product in line for you guys. It's also expanding slowly into character optimization, so lifestyle ventures and, business getaways. It's going to become slowly a self-sufficient organism. How do we really combine this text game with spirituality and inner work, okay? First and foremost, we have to understand your characterology, your bioenergetics profile, okay? That is one of the keys to understanding, okay, where is the main core wound, right, that is stopping you and blocking you and basically triggering you every single time, right? Once you know what your character archetype is, once you know what your strength is, it's almost like finding a kryptonite, and now you're able to use that kryptonite as your strength. It's very powerful, right? Every single superhero had a superpower from a trauma, right? Or you're born from some other planet, or, you got bit by a radioactive spider, or, there was a gas leak or a gamma ray thing. It was from the pain that the power was created. If you were to be a superhero, what would be its power? And with that power, you generate the character of the superhero. So that's why I also recommend you do the VIA, Values in Action Strength Questionnaire, okay? The Values in Action Strength Questionnaire will give you an understanding of, okay, this is my top strength. These are my, traits in a sense. These are like my character strengths, and I have to act on them in order to place it in the context of texting. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say Ryan G's method, his top strength is humor. So he has to ask himself the question of, how can I make myself have more fun in this situation? For me, my top strength is perspective. So I would say something like, how can I see this in a different way that will make me want to enhance this conversation? How can I reframe this in some way, right? Let's say the top strength is creativity. How can I apply my creativity more in this situation? The reason I'm saying more is because it's a presupposition, right? You're going, wait, it's already there. I just have to access more of this. So now you're heading forward with your strengths. Now what if you notice a sense of neediness, wanting to text this girl back over and over again, like all these little roasts from her that just get to your core, that hurt you. Maybe it's something to do with money. Maybe it's something to do with, emasculation. Maybe it has something to do with you not feeling wanted or ignored, like she's ghosting you. You'll start to understand that, okay, once my core wound has been stabbed, in a sense, by this person, and honestly, at a certain point, our shadows match, like with people. There's a theory called imago theory, right? Which states that we unconsciously attract partners into our life that trigger our core wounds so we can actively heal it. Like our subconscious wants us to heal it, and so we seek out and we find, oh, that girl's so attractive, so we go towards that. But it actually, helps to instigate. Basically, it's using relationships for our character development in a sense. So we unconsciously do that to seek those patterns in people. And oftentimes you'll notice that people in relationships, their core wounds, they match. So two people who've been abandoned in childhood, they find each other, they're like, whoa, right? I resonate so much with this person because their shadows blends with your shadows, and together you can heal. And that support system, this relationship, right, where you're relating to someone, is now growing, expanding, trust is being built, communication, this rapport, this comfort, this ability to see yourself in this other person, right? So that's the greatest gift of all, is when you can have a texting situation, or you're building a relationship with this other person, and you understand that, okay, we're sharing the same core wounds, we're understanding our patterns, and we're getting really conscious about it, right? We're looking at the green flags of our relationships, not only the red flags, right? A red flag, by the way, shouldn't even be called a red flag, in my opinion. It should just be a red wall, right? Because it should be like, a red flag isn't like a leniency. It's not like, oh yeah, it's a red flag, but I still love him, but I still accept it. A red flag is like a no, a big wham, right? Get out of here. Get out of here, you bozo. Okay, that's a red flag. A red flag for you is like a no-no, a complete no. Orange flags would be like, a midway. Sort of like, yeah, it's passable, that he can work on it, right? There's self-improvement involved. Something can change, right? But you can't fall in love with someone's potential, okay? You can fall in love with who they are in the present moment. The more you fall in love with a person's potential, who they can be, you're not really loving them for who they are now, right? And it's keeping this weird anxiety of this future projection of like, oh, one day it'll all work out, one day it'll be okay, and you keep projecting into the future. And yes, we as humans, we have this gift to be able to do that, like project into the future and see and visualize and like attain what we want. But when it becomes negative, in the sense of when it has this underlying toxicity involved in that, it doesn't really help us. It only creates more harm than good, okay? Let's say that you understand an archetype of a woman that you're texting. Now, of course, I don't mean to classify and generalize and, categorize women as you're only that. No, you can't really do that. In a sense, you got to know someone on a deeper level. But at the same time, let's use this model to try and understand, like, what is her archetype? Is she a huntress? Is she a sage-like archetype? Is she more spiritual? Is she an entrepreneur? Is she an independent woman? Is she somebody who, is more playful and girly and feminine? Is she kind of like a spoiled brat? Like she grew up like getting everything she wanted? At some level, you're going to have to identify and be like, okay, what is it that I'm, playing with in terms of this, texting, online dating, right? If you're online dating and you're getting this back and forth and the conversation is dry, you can apply the matches in today's text system, right? In order to incite fun, interest, attraction into the mix. So that's kind of what we're applying. And if you see the competition out there with texting, online dating, like help and support and coaches out there, it's pretty whack. I'll be honest with you guys, okay? It's pretty whack. Again, I'm not shitting on any of these other programs. I'm sure they have their own methods and they're trying to do it. But some of the websites that we saw, man, it's like you get a virus on them. They're like awful, absolutely awful. What do you want to do if you were to be, a text ninja with this? You will first of all have to understand yourself. Then you have to understand her, or if you're a woman watching this, him, I guess, in a sense. But this is a program for men that we're primarily putting out there. And we have the world at large, okay? Right? What is your worldview? What is your reality? How are you seeing the world? How is your superhero interacting with the world at large, basically, right? And that's where we go in more towards your lifestyle, that lifestyle change, right? Where you're interacting with the world now and you're living as a business. So the mindset here is a triple win. You win, she wins, the universe wins. So when you're texting someone, you want this in your mind. I'm winning. Because I'm winning, she's winning. Because she's winning and I'm winning, we're both winning. The universe is winning. This is a male-female dynamic. This is, matches in today. This is the male polarity becoming strong, the female polarity becoming safe with the strength of the male polarity, and this yin-yang dynamic. You'll notice it's sort of like an improvised poetry or a jazz or a freestyle. Like after a while you learn this texting system, it's like training wheels. You'll learn to pedal the bike. But think about this, right? If you're riding a bike and you're focused on the handrail next to you, you're gonna crash, right? So all the resistance and the stuff that you get in terms of texting, you're gonna get a lot of it, right? Why are you texting me at this hour? Blah, blah, blah. Like some resistance is gonna come in, right? But through the exercises, through the bioenergetics, through embodying the character, nothing can faze you. honestly. Right? Instead, you flip the frame on them. Isn't someone up way past their bedtime? You know, and it's just a calmness, a sense of ease. There's no sense of trying to get something from the text, but it's just a natural part of how you communicate, and it's being demonstrated through this text methodology in a sense, right? So again, it's like once you learn the musical instrument, you can improvise with it, and that's the beauty of this text system, right? After a while, you can just start to play with it. You can start to improvise. You can have fun with it, and this is a really amazing product. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, I've used it and I had successful dates, like get dates lined up from it. But at the same time, you know, my combination of inner work with, you know, Ryan G's text system, I think without one of these elements, you're missing something. It's like the inner world and the outer world, right? Inner game and outer game. We need both. We need both. If you're missing the inner game, you're not going to be smooth in texting. If you're just texting mechanically without any instinct and, you know, training in terms of like getting rid of your traumas and like childhood traumas and like releasing them, you're going to stay in those old patterns. Old patterns of texting, girls not texting you back, blah, 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 you know, people not paying enough attention to you, these apps aren't working, same old, lame old cycle. But once you start to break the patterns around, once you start to work with your energy body and your spirit, now you'll start to notice that, man, I'm so tapped in today that I just can text this girl and she'll just laugh, right? I won't even, like, I've had these instances, right, where I'm like texting this girl and she's just like laughing and going with my frame, and I'm cold reading so naturally and intuitively because I'm doing the spiritual work, because I'm doing the energy healing work, right? Without that, you're missing something with your text game. I'm telling you guys right now, you're missing something. It's not going to work. Without this spiritual element, it's really not going to hit as actively. So, hopefully this gets to you, right? Like, imagine you, like, you've noticed this before, right? Some of you guys are on SR, semen retention, and you texted a girl, and you get a way different response. Way different response. Why? Your masculine polarity is up. There's a feeling there. Even if you're thousands of miles away, this is long distance text. There's some kind of a masculine quality that comes across in your texting style. So the energy cannot be overlooked. Okay, guys? That's all I'm saying. I hope you have an incredible day. I hope this video today gave you a new perspective. I'm so glad to be here, man. This is like near the village area. This is a new house, new place, kind of a weekend getaway place. And it's beautiful. You know, I might do seminars here and stuff like this. Really cool place to be. But yeah, man, some construction going on below there. If you have any questions, make sure that you shoot me a message. If you're interested in Matches into Dates or Soul Eater, the Shadow Work program, if you're interested also in the combination of both, let me know. Let me know, because both of them will get you access to the lifestyle optimization or the avatar upgrade program as well. We're living a life by design, and we're using texting as a way to get us that freedom of abundance, of like getting as many dates as we want locked in. Us guys, we're like tired of just like waiting around. We're all locked down, you know, we can't use anything else. So what do? We got ingenious, we got creative. We started to notice that, okay, there are things that I can do right now that will help me in this situation where I'm locked in the room and, you know, nothing can happen besides using these dating apps and like Instagram, moving from the dating apps onto Instagram or WhatsApp, applying amazing conversations and just having fun, man. At the end of the day, it's having fun, making genuine connections with people and just opening your heart space and speaking your truth, man. That will only happen once you have your character solid. I hope this helped you out today. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Upward spiral, gang gang.